What's happening, y'all? This is Ox the Third. How y'all doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. First of all, I got. Oh my God. Alright, right before the new year came in, I had 26 subscribers. 26. And now, how many subscribers I got? How many subscribers I got? Like, this is just crazy. How many subscribers I got? I gotta check. So I started off at 26 subscribers. And now I am at 37 subscribers. I'm at 23 likes as well, which is more likes than I've gotten out of all of my videos. And last but not least, definitely not least, like this is probably the icing on the cake. This is the fucking, it's the best of the last. I now have 884 views, close to 900. Dude, a video that took me over 4 hours to edit to make sure that it wasn't too long for the viewer. Nearly losing my shit, repeating it hundreds and hundreds of times to make sure that it was perfect. Adding the pictures, trying to make sure that I was, talking into the camera right. Like, through all the damn shit that I went through last year to actually make this shit happen. And also waiting not over about 10 to 11 hours for this damn video to upload. Just so much shit that I had to go through behind closed doors to make this video happen. And then this is what the results are. Don't never let anyone tell you that hard work doesn't pay off. Never let anyone tell you about an easy way out. Fuck that shit. Do what you gotta do. If there's something that you gotta do, that you feel in your heart that you gotta do that shit, alright? Do that shit. Even if you fell off, get right back up. Do what you got to do. And I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. Alright? I pay respect to those who work their asses off to get to where they're at. I went through videos that are from 30 views to 20 views to only 10 views. Just so many times it was like I would try different formulas, but I could, like it didn't work. I was still growing, but I found my niche. Okay, I know what I gotta do. I know what I need to do. Man, take this as an example. Now, since all that's out the way, I just got back not too long ago from the vocational program. It's going pretty swell, it's going pretty swell. Not too hard and stuff. I'll be tired because I'll be having to get about 5:30 in the fucking morning. Well, technically 6. I like to sleep in just a little bit longer. Give me my 30 minutes. We all know what it's like to have to get up for school and shit. You wake up because like you like discipline yourself to getting up that time of day, on a school day. You don't even need a fucking clock. Some of us do, but still, like, it would be fucking 2 minutes. It would be 5:58, and you would be like, oh shit, got 2 minutes left. You cannot tell me you don't be doing that shit. Everybody does that shit. All right, it's like we treat those last 2 minutes like it's the last 2 minutes of our lives before we have to get up and go to hell. That's what it basically is. Let me stop playing around. Alright, so like I said, I told you I was gonna bring in the new year, the new year with my top 10 albums of the year. I decided that I'm gonna do something even better, because you already know that I love music. So So I decided, you know what? How about I do a top 10 albums of the year for hip hop and then slash non-hip hop. I wanted to do something different, you know, like people kind of would restrict their shit to just like a certain genre, mostly like hip hop or whatever, or just like, I don't know, they would like kind of mix it up, you know, between hip hop and like, you know, non-hip hop genres, you know, and like honestly I feel like, you know what, nah, I wouldn't want to do that, honestly. I felt like, because you can't really compare hip hop to fucking, you know, other genres, you know, so why put them in the same list? You know, that's just how I am, you know. And plus there's just so much music that I listen to, so many albums that, you know, I didn't want to really exclude them out of, you know, my list. So that's why I decided to you know, separate. I decided to separate, you know, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to it. And I will be starting off with my top 10 non-hip-hop list. Alright, let's go. Top 10, Madness by Ruel. Now, the first time I heard of Ruel, it was actually through a YouTube channel called, it was Ecomog Entertainment or something. But if y'all be on YouTube like I do, y'all heard of Struggle Nation or Struggle Reactions, which is like a funny ass YouTube channel that I just love, with like M-Dog and a Struggle Soldier and I think Silent Assassin, I think that's the girl's name. They were reacting to a fan-made Avengers Infinity War trailer, and the music in it was by Ruel, and it was called Live Like Legends. You know, it was a very epic trailer. I suggest y'all go check that channel out, Struggle Nations or Struggle Reactions, you know. But still, like, that song Live Like Legends, like that, it was just so like captivating to me. Like, it just like hit me. It was like, oh my god, you know. And so like I just looked up, you know, the song like Live Like Legends song. That's why I tried, you know. And then they had it, and I realized that it was like, I guess, the song or the theme for this show called what's the fucking show? Shadow Hunters, which I don't watch, but you know, it seems interesting. But I just never, you know, had the mind to watch it, you know. So afterwards, I decided, you know, let me look this girl up. Like, let me really look her up. Let me look up like a project or something. Definitely a dope project by her. You know, just like it has like, to me, I feel like it's like the songs are just a bit trippy. It's like it's very raw and it hits you hard. It's like an alternative type of pop sound, which I really fuck with. You know, so it's a dope project, and I can't wait for the album. All right. Number 9, Mad Love by JoJo. Now, I was hooked on to JoJo when I was very young. I was like in the fucking first grade when I first heard of her, you know, and I fell in love with her music. And this was when I was still kind of finding myself in music, you know, not as an artist, but just, you know, music period. Like, it's like I would just hear certain songs that just like hit me, but like I felt kind of weird trying to express it because like racial barriers, you know, like racial issue. I don't know, just, you know, the type of people that I hung out with or whatever, or even my family. It's just like, I don't know, I felt like I didn't want to feel like a punk or whatever, you know. Just like I tell you, like, I mean, I don't give a fuck now, you know, because people know who I am, people know how I am, you know. I fuck with all types of music, you know. So, you know, when it came to JoJo, like I loved her voice, and like that song Too Little Too Late was the song that got to me, and then Leaves parentheses Get Out got to me, you know. And like, you know, she was just killing it. And then of course I didn't hear from her for years, and then, you know, to find out that she came back with like an album, like a new one called Mad Love, fucking dope ass project, you know. Like, you know, even the beats, like all that, the production, the subjects in their songs about, you know, who she is and what she had to go through and stuff, and like just through a love perspective, it was dope. It was fucking dope. Number 8, Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino. This shit really hit me by surprise. Actually, it didn't really hit me by surprise, because like, I don't know, I kind of sensed it. that Donald could possibly go down this route when it came to his past projects. Mainly when it came to the songs that he was singing in, like it had like a very soulful, like, you know, throwback. Well, not really a throwback, but you know, it had like a very classic R&B type of feel, you know, especially in that soulful. Like Donald, he can sing his ass off. Like when it comes to that singing, rapping shit, he does that better than Drake. Okay, I'm gonna just say it right there. He does that shit better than Drake, and he kills it, and he does it well. And the fact that he came out with this shit, he basically modernized. No, he didn't modernize, but he brought back that classic funk sound. You know, like from the 70s with like George Clinton and yada yada. Like he really brought that shit back to life in this day and age. You know, and like I remember growing up, my father would bump shit like that, you know. Now, it wasn't always my cup of tea, but like, you know, I still, you know, I felt the groove of it, you know. And like, if anything, like the songs that, like my favorite songs that really stuck out to me was the first one, Me and Your Mama, Redbone, Zombies, and of course like the last song, Stand Tall, you know, in which like he was actually like, he sounded more, it was him. I really think he needs to do a fucking project, a collab album with Frank Ocean. He needs to do that shit. Like for real. He needs to do that shit. And there's a chance I don't know if y'all heard, but there's chances that he can be doing a project with Chance the Rapper. And my God, please let that shit happen. Please. These are the collabs that needs to happen. I am not playing games. Alright, real shit. I ain't playing no more. Alright, number 7, Free the Real Part 2 by BB Borelli. Now, the first time I heard of BB Borelli, man, it was back in November, in which like I kind of discovered her by accident through this other artist's song I was listening to, and BB, and like on YouTube, like BB like showed up in the suggestions under, and I saw her song called Ego, and I was like, all right, let me check that out. I fucking fell in love with this girl. I fucking love her rawness, her honesty. She's like fucking unapologetic. I love her lyrics, the way that she just puts so much soul into her music, you know. And like, dude, like this girl, I can't, like, she's working on that album now, and I cannot fucking wait for that. Like she's the one who wrote Rihanna's Bitch Better Have My Money, which is a banging ass song. I still bump that shit to this day. Like, but and she's so fine. She's so damn fine. She's so damn fine. I said to myself, I'm going to work with her one day. I'm not going to work her. I'm going to work with her one day because she is so fucking dope, you know. And like the songs I loved on Free the Real Part 2. Hell, Free the Real was dope as fuck, but also like on Free the Real Part 2, you know, Flowers, dope song. Poet is my most favorite one, because that was when she put her all, like that was the song that she just went fucking off on. Like it was just a beautiful ass beat, hearing her verse, like it was just such a powerful ass song, which I wish lasted more longer. It was like, maybe it was over 2-something minutes, you know, but god damn, like it left me wanting more, so I cannot wait for that fucking album. And go check out that song Ego, okay? I promise y'all. Alright, she's unlike anyone else. Go check that shit out. Number 6, A Seat at the Table by Solange. Now, when it came to Solange Knowles, you know, being the sister of Beyonce, like I always saw her as mostly as just like an actress or whatever. I know that she's an artist as well. I just never really cared for her music. I mean, I've heard a few of her songs and it didn't really grab me, you know. And she's been around for over a decade, you know. But I'll tell you right now, this project right here solidified Solange. Like it really, like she really put out a piece of work on this project, you know. It's like she found her sound, it's like the music is very moody, it's slow, but it's like a high. Yeah, it's almost like a Jhené Aiko type of high that it gets you, you know. But she's no Jhené Aiko. She is no Jhené Aiko, okay? I love Janae Aiko, but like Solange, she really like showed herself off on this fucking project. You know, especially with her lyricism and like the subject matter of being a black woman. You know, and the advantages, the pros and cons of being one. You know, so it was a very dope project, especially with the skits that you hear that man talking about the black woman and stuff, like, or hell, just being a black person, period. Like, it's a very good project. You know, I really suggest that y'all go listen to it, you know? So, yeah. All right, number 5, Malibu by Anderson .Paak. First time I heard of Anderson .Paak, it was latest Dr. Dre album / soundtrack, Compton, which I really loved. It was actually the first project that I listened to fully by Dre, even though, you know, he's put out classics that like I really gotta go listen to them. You know, it's like I be listening to so much fucking music. It's kind of hard to get around to all the classic projects that has been released through the decades. You know, so you know I will get to his projects eventually. And of course I've heard the classic songs that he made. You know, don't get me wrong. But back to Anderson though, like the fact that he was broken out into the double XL freshman list, it bugged me out a bit. But the fact that this dude can both rap and sing at the same time, I can understand. Even though they didn't really have him, you know, rap on, you know, in this freestyle or in the cypher and shit, you know. So it was kind of weird. But other than that, his album Malibu, dope ass project. Like he really brings back that throwback R&B, like that soulful neo soul type of sound that I really love. And just the way that he flips shit around with his lyricism, whether if it's rapping or singing, like he can do both. And like his voice is just so like it's very raw. Like it's like a struggling type of voice, but it's unique. You know, especially when he sings. You know, I feel like he is one album into a fucking masterpiece, I think, because this was already a dope project, but I feel like he got something in him that's like, okay, y'all really fuck with this, all right, so now I can get to where I'm trying to go. I feel like he's got something under his sleeve that can really make him a fucking, you know, you're not going to compare this dude to anyone else. You know, so I'm really looking forward to his next project. So let's stay tuned for that. Number 4, VH1 2.0 by X Ambassadors. I discovered X Ambassadors like last year. You know, probably it was like sometime during the summer. You know, and it was through the song. Actually, I didn't. The first time I actually discovered them, it was on the Marshall Mathers LP 2 by Eminem. Called Desperation, which was a dope ass song, and like, you know, I didn't really bother to listen to them, you know, anymore other than that, you know, until it was like a few years later, you know, several months back, you know, sometime in the summer, I stumbled upon the song Low Life featuring A$AP Ferg, which is interesting. I was like, and so I checked that shit out. Man, that shit really has you thinking about shit. That was like, I love that fucking song. Later found out that they were just dropping singles after single after single. Like they had so much good shit, you know, in what is it, on their album. And it's like over 20 songs, you know, and eventually I just like, you know what, let me check this shit out. And like this shit is like, you can play this shit straight through. It's like a soulful type of rock. It's definitely a soulful type of rock. It's very hard hitting. It's not like a heavy metal or black metal or none of that. Like this is a very soulful rock band. That's honestly, that's what I can call it. You know, I consider it alternative. You know, and like I love it. It's very dope. You know, yeah, man. Like if you haven't listened to it, like just go check them out. You know. Number 3, Here by Alicia Keys. This is hands down Alicia Keys' best work. Personally for me, like, yeah, like this is honestly her best work. For instance, the Diary of Alicia Keys, like, definitely, like she really solidified herself, but this album is her reinventing herself right here. And she came in so raw. Like, it's like ever since she, you know, started like showing off a new image, you know, expressing her natural, beauty. So did her music. Like, it's like the music changed with her, which is beautiful, Out of all the albums that she's done, this is probably the most hard-hitting album out of all of them. Like, this is none of that sensual, soulful type of music. If anything, like, this is that like, honestly, she basically got like hip-hop beats almost on it, but she has like some jazz. Like, she has like so many instruments that are like playing in this album, that are working so well. Like, it has that New York type of sound. Like, her voice, it complements those beats that she's singing over, and it's like she's telling a story. And my favorite songs on there probably, like, it would definitely be like Holy War. God, like, it's been like a little minute since I listened to the album, but I've heard it at least a few times, like 2 or 3 times, and like, it's worth, like, it gets better for every listen. Like, it's a very hard-hitting album. Heck, she even uses profanity on it, and I love it. Like, I want to hear the rawness of a person, just giving it their all when they make a project, So I love this. I love that album. Number 2, Blonde by Frank Ocean. Now, Frank Ocean is definitely, he's hands down one of my favorite artists. He inspires me as an artist, and he's definitely like an influence into my music as well. Just trying to not box myself in, and like trying to like experiment and stuff. No one knew what to expect, with Frank coming out with this album, and like, of course, he already released like a visual album, which was oh my God, it's like I cannot come up with this stuff on the spot. Endless is the project. Like, I think that it was a bit like, I think it could have been done better when it came to the transitions of the songs and stuff. I mean, I don't know, like, it's beautiful. Like, the songs that he did on that album were beautiful, but at the same time, they didn't really feel like songs. But the fact that he dropped this out of nowhere. This right here, it really took me like a good several listens to really soak it in, into understanding, and like, the more I listen to it, the more beautiful. Like, it's a very beautiful album. It's a very it's experimental, very alternative R&B. It's very introspective. I feel like it's going to take a minute to really comprehend everything that Frank wrote in this album, so especially that one song, I think it was Godspeed. God. That's all I can say. Like, dude, like, just his wordplay, his lyricism, his lyrics are just so freaking amazing. So yeah, definitely, if you're not a fan of Frank Ocean, just try the album. For the Frank Ocean fans who don't like this, I can understand if you missed the Channel Orange, but I mean, it was his very first album, And if you notice, like, even from Nostalgia Ultra, he switched up many times, This is just him reinventing himself, and that's it, And I love an artist like that who's not afraid to make changes and try to do new things, to make you love them even more, So, yeah. And the number 1, the top album, non-hip-hop album on my list is Ding. Starboy by The Weeknd. This album, man, I bumped this album too many times. Like, I cannot get tired of it. You can play it, and you can pretty much play a track on, like, no matter where it is. Like, you can be in the middle of the album. Just what is it? If you play a track that's like in the middle of the album, and your purpose was to just let that one song play, you're gonna end up forgetting and just keep letting the rest of the album play. It's like, no matter where you start, that album is just gonna keep. You just gotta let it go because it's so good. All right. Okay. I know that a lot of people miss. I mean, I miss the old Weeknd sound as well, but at the same time, like, dude, he wasn't going to get any bigger if y'all box him in, okay? He was in a very dark place that he was at when he made the music that he was making, you know. And it's like, of course, like there's no other sound like his. Like he is the definition of alternative R&B as well. Like him and Frank Ocean, I believe, are definitely the kings of alternative R&B. All right, now that we got that list out the way, now it's time to go over my top 10 hip hop albums of the year, and I'm excited. All right, let's go. Number 10, For Your Eyes Only by J. Cole. Yeah, this album, like, what is it? When I first put this album on, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, of course, people have been waiting since 2014 for J. Cole to come out with something new, because like he really solidified himself in 2014 Forest Hills Drive. You know, great album, you know, very deep one, you know, and just like it's a song, it's an album that makes you really think about, you know, what's more important in life. And when he came in with this album, like, it was much more laid back. It was much more laid back, especially since like it's like 11 tracks, you know. The fact that he, like, it's like he was just like, at first I'm thinking like, okay, he's talking about his life and stuff, you know, and you know the music is kind of like, you know, it's much more moody, you know, but it still has that type of jazz feel, you know. And I was like, all right, so, you know, and as it kept going on through the album, you know, I started thinking, I was like, you know what, maybe like just with all that's happening, it's kind of like, it's the point that he's having in his life, and it's like he doesn't feel like, you know, he needs to start, you know, making all this crazy sounding music or these bangers and junk. Like, he was just talking out of like what he was feeling, pretty much, regardless of what you may have thought about it, you know, about the album. And he was very you know, he was very honest. He was very comfortable in what he was rapping about. And you know, I feel like, you know, my favorite songs would have to be, of course, the first one, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Immortal, She's Mine, Part 1 and 2, and of course the final track that actually summed up what the album was about, which you did not expect, which was it was about speaking through the eyes of his homie, which got killed, you know, and he's like talking to his daughter, or yeah, he's talking to the homie's daughter, you know, and you know, it was just like, it was a very dope album. It was very dope. There's a lot of people that love it, a lot of people that don't, but you know, I loved it because, you know, you never heard this type of album from J. Cole, you know. So yeah, good album. Number 9, 90059 by J. Rock. Yeah. This album this is bump in the whip music, alright? In the words of FIFO from Dead End Hip Hop, this is bump in the whip music. That's that West Coast sound that just like, that's what you need, you know. And it's like, people think that he's like a gangster rapper, which he is not. Listen to him, listen to how he raps and what he talks about. Like, this dude can kill you on the mic if he really wanted to, okay? Do not mess with J Rock, but this album was just like, it was so dope, alright? Number 8, Blank Face LP by Schoolboy Q. Another dope West Coast album. I feel like this album is probably gonna be, it's one of the best hip hop albums like in the past decade. It really is. It's one of the best hip hop albums in the decade, you know. And like Schoolboy, yeah, in this right here, I feel like he really, you know, he stood his, he came with it, with this album. He showed who he was as a rapper. He showed that he can, like, because he's not like, he's not a cohesive rapper. He is not too lyrical, but he's that angry, gangsta, dark, subject matter type of rapper that would just make anything he says hit you right in the face. And that's the type of music I love, especially the beats. Like, this like, dude, it will have you thinking that you was a gangster, alright? It will have you thinking that, okay? So definitely check that album out if you haven't heard it, you know. This great album. Number 7, Eraser Shavings by Token. I am so upset that no one is putting this project in their top 10, because this dude, oh my god, this project, this mixtape, oh my god, dude, this mixtape was so dope. Okay, like Token just came with it. Like, this dude is going to be a legend. I just feel it. Like, who knows when he's gonna drop an album, but just the fact that he was finally able to drop this mixtape, and just like he showed who he was. Like, he lets you know who he is. Whatever doubt you have, he would take that from you if he wanted to. Okay, like he just, man, like this I don't think I can really explain how good this mixtape is, because it's really been a minute since I listened to it, but still every time I put it on, like, you just, like, you can't help but to have that face, and what's like, dude, like, it's such a dope mixtape. Okay, so check that mixtape out, and let's move on to the next. Number 6, Good vs. Evil by King Crooked. My boy Crooked Eye, very socio-political project. You know, he's still coming in with the bars. Like, this project is really, I think, it's very slept on. Okay, and just like that Token mixtape, but this right here, I feel like this needs to be listened to. You know, and this really shows like how much Crooked Eye cares about, you know, society and where we're going in America and stuff. You know, so I think that, yeah, y'all really need to, like, you know, if you haven't heard of Crooked Eye or none of that, definitely check him out. Hell, if you know Eminem, you know about Slaughterhouse. Okay, like, Crooked Eye is like one of my favorite lyricists of all time. So definitely check this project out. You know, heck, maybe even send me a comment or something, you know, to let me know what you think about these projects. So let's move on. Number 5, The Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper. Yeah, this project was a really defining moment for Chance, because, like, you know, he really, like, I felt like he really flipped it around after acid rap, in which, like, he still has that witty lyricism, you know, and like acid rap, just like, it's unlike anything else that you've ever heard. Still, like, a great project that just stands out. But, you know, The Coloring Book, he did the same thing with this project. I now have to turn this light on because it's starting to get more dimmer. But yeah, like, he did something that I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna do one day, and it's that he made pretty much a rap gospel album, a gospel rap album, but in his own way. Okay, because, like, I always said to myself, like, one day, you know, when I have enough followers to listen and stuff and are interested, I can be able to actually speak more religiously, or just talk about my faith more through an album after a couple of projects that I released, and was like, you know, I want to get enough followers, and was like, okay, now it's time to really sit y'all down to do it. And Chance made it possible. Like, for me, I don't know about any other rapper who did it the way he did it, but for me, he really made it possible, you know, to me. And was like, I was like, okay, so you can do it. And, like, it's a very uplifting album. It's a very, like, I really respect what he did with this project. And he's winning this year. I feel like he's the winner of the year, because he has been, like, in so many events, especially with President Obama. Like, he is really killing the game. And like I said, like in the last video with the Run the Jewels first reaction, no, actually no, it was the other one with Jeremiah and Chance first reaction. Now I said, like, Chance is he got something, like, he's going to really take over once he dropped that album of his that he's working on. And God, I'm praying that he's doing a project with Childish Gambino. Okay, I could die happy. All right. Number 4. Do What Thou Wilt by Ab-Soul. This is the very first project that I've ever listened to by Ab-Soul. And the thing is, like, Ab-Soul was honestly my least favorite. I mean, even though, like, there was Isaiah Rashad and stuff, like, Ab-Soul was like, I was not really interested in his project. I mean, I wasn't interested in him at all, you know, and just especially the way he looks. Like, I don't know, I just did not care. But God, I slept on him so badly because this project, man, it's a very cohesive, very introspective project, and it's a banging project. Like, you could bump this junk anytime you want, and like I never thought that Absol was this lyrical. Like, I feel like he's probably the most second lyrical dude out of TDE, you know, next to Kendrick. Definitely, like, he really showed off on this project. And you know, just if you haven't listened to Absol, or never cared to listen to Absol, hear this album. I promise you. Like, just try, give it a shot, okay? And I respect whatever decision y'all make. Number 3, We Got It From Here. Thank You For Your Service by A Tribe Called Quest. You know, this is the very first Tribe Called Quest album that I listened to straight through. In which, you know, it's the last album, and these dudes really, they had to go out with a bang, since this is the last album. Especially paying homage to Phife Dawg, rest in peace. He really, like, Q-Tip and stuff, like, they really did a great job on this project, you know. And it's like they didn't, you know, try to switch up on us. Like, it was the same sound that we all love, but they, you know, they came with it even harder. You know, they modernized it more. You know, they flipped more things around. They brought back Busta, because they, you know, we all know, like, you know, for a Tribe Called Quest fans, like, you know, them and Busta Rhymes have a great history of working together. And the fact that they got him on and just started killing it, like this, heck, they brought along Kendrick and Andre. Like, this, man, this was dope. This was a great project to end off with, you know, and I'm so proud to witness that. So, next project. Number 2, Atrocity Exhibition by Danny Brown. This is, oh man, okay, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, this is probably gonna be my favorite project to talk to y'all about, other than the number 1 project that I'm going to talk about next, and I'm going to tell y'all why. This album, when it came to Danny Brown, I wasn't really a big fan of him, okay? I was never really a big fan of him, especially his voice. And I said it in the last video, Run the Jewels 3 First Reaction. It was like Danny Brown did a feature on the song Hey Kids. And I said to y'all, like, you know, I haven't listened to Atrocity Exhibition just yet. Like, I need to go listen to that, because I heard that it's very dope. You know, it's unlike anything else. And it was recommended by the channel Dead in Hip Hop. And so I finally got a chance, not too long ago, I finally got a chance to listen to it. And I'll tell y'all right now, I love this project. This is probably my like, I don't know, this project is brilliant. This is a freaking masterpiece, because this project is like knowing, if you know Danny Brown, he's crazy, okay? He's a crazy dude who raps, and it's like, and he's not really crazy, but like he raps crazy, you know? And it's like, especially with his voice and stuff, like the production on this album, it's like, it's so unorthodox. But it's like, because like, especially with the first song, Downward Spiral, it was like, just, he immediately starts rapping, and it's like, all you hear, it's like a construction site. It's like you're hearing a construction site in the background, but in the rhythm. It's like a rhythmic construction site in the background, in which like things are just kind of breaking down, but yet Danny is just going hard on the beat and just rapping, and at the same time I can actually understand him more. And I think probably because, like, I don't know, like through the years, like his voice maybe got a little deeper or whatever, I don't know, but it's just like I can understand him more. And it's like we just hear like a little blues guitar, just like doom doom, like everything just sounds like it's collapsing, you know. And that's probably why they call it like a downward spiral. That's why he probably calls that song that, you know. And especially when it came to the song, it's like when it came to the first 5 tracks, you know. For the first 5 tracks, it's like it's very like it's very instrumental. Like it has like a nice blues type of sound, jazz kind of mixed into it. Not Kendrick Lamar, but it's like it's much more rough. You know, it sounds much more rough, and which like, you know, he's rapping over these beats. You know, dope songs. And but going into the 6th track, I think it was either the 5th or 6th track, which was Ain't It Funny, and that's the funny part, because that's my favorite track. Ain't It Funny? Oh my God, like dude, like it's like the whole album just like flipped it all around, and it just got experimental. And all you hear was just like these big, loud guitar sounds just hitting you. It was almost like heavy metal. And all of a sudden, it's like, all you hear is like boom, 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 boom. Like, and dude, Danny just flowed to that beat like water. And it was like impeccable. And he just like, he was rapping his behind off. And at the same time, like, just hearing his voice being the way it was, like, it didn't even bother me. Like, it did not bother me. You know, and especially with the 2nd track, Gold Luster or Gold Cluster. Like, oh my God, like this, it's like, it sounds like a mixture between heavy metal slash hip hop slash, like, it was like a straight up alternative sound that I've never heard before. Especially in Gold Luster, like this is pretty much with alright, especially with Gold Luster, like this is pretty much like a freaking horror song. Like honestly, actually, when you think about it, if you listen to the entire album over and over again, it's like, it sounds like a horror film. You know, like especially, you know, with Danny talking about drugs and the struggles with his mother and yada yada, just what he had to go through. You know, it's like this is basically this album is supposed to get you on drugs, okay? This album makes you feel like you are on drugs, and it's like everything is collapsing, but so beautifully, in like through a rhythm. And Danny is like the one that's carrying it. He's carrying it over, you know. Like no one is doing this. Like no one sounds like this, you know. And like this album made me love Danny way more. Like it officially made me a fan. Like this really solidified him as a real hip hop MC. Like, because what is he? He's a legend. He's going to be a legend. He is going to be a legend. You know, like it's like if the Joker was a rapper, this is what it will sound like, because it's like you will start hearing like trumpets. Like it sounds like, it's like you hear a marching band, but you hear that like. Everything is just like so crazy, and it sounds like a horror film almost throughout the entire album. After the 5-6 tracks, it's so dark, but at the same time, it hits you out of nowhere. But it's so unorthodox, and I love what he did, especially with his voice. Like Danny, he doesn't have like the most hardest lyrics or bars. You know, like he has some bars, he got bars, but you know, they're a bit more simple. But just the fact that with his very high, happy ass voice, the way that he brings these bars out, the way that he's so passionate with them, makes it just as hard as a bar. It makes it just as hard as hearing a bar from Crooked I or Eminem or whatever. Like that's what it's like, you know. And that's what I love about Danny, you know. There's just so many things I honestly love about him through this project, and I am glad to have heard this. Because and at the same time, like this album, it doesn't really have like banger beats on it like that, you know. It's like I said, this is a very unorthodox album, you know. It's very crazy, it's weird, but it's not. But just with the way that Danny uses these sounds, especially through a beat, through certain beats that's not even there, they're barely even there, and he's still able to ride these beats. It's like I can't help but to want to go back to it and listen, because it's like this is the first time it was like I actually felt like I was in a scary movie. And was like, it got my heart pumped, and I'm not even trying to move. Like, I don't feel the need to bob my head or anything, but it's like I just want to hear this, because like I feel like this is what a person with depression, heck, maybe someone like me needs to listen to. You know, for anyone else that's with depression, they need to hear this project. I highly recommend this. This is hands down probably one of the biggest albums of the year, hands down. And now we're at the final verdict with the #1 album on my list of hip hop. Can you guess what it is? Okay, I'll tell you what. If y'all know what my top album is off of the list of hip hop albums, I want y'all to hit the like button. If you knew what I was going to make my #1 album on my list, then hit the like button. Heck, subscribe, okay? Yeah, that's a fair share deal, subscribe. I want to see if, y'all know what I was going to go for. So, do that. Alright, and the #1 album on my hip hop list is Run the Jewels 3. Yes. I mean, y'all obviously saw it. Y'all saw it in my last video. Like, this album is freaking incredible. Like, you don't understand how hard you have to work to really outdo your best work, honestly. Like, it's a lot of work, like, especially since you're like 3 albums in, and you're still going in harder and harder, and that's, now I don't know what it's like. I mean, I got the OXYMORON'S that's out, and it's only like 6 songs, but now I'm trying to come out with the 16-track album, and it's like I got to really like show that, okay, y'all thought that y'all heard who I am, and that's not it. This is basically what Run the Jewels formula is, and Killer Mike said it himself. He said, after Run the Jewels 1, in part 2, the sequel, we gotta go harder. We gotta be much meaner, angrier, and all that. Like, we got to go harder. And then guess what they did for number 3? Meaner, harder. Like, just they went in, they got deeper, and that's exactly what they pretty much needed to do. Like, that was it, And these beats got, like, these beats are so dope. Like, LP and Killer Mike, I already said it in the other project. Like, these dudes became officially a walking, they're basically Kratos. Together they are Kratos to this freaking hip hop shit, alright? This is the God of War type of album, alright? Because, like, they came harder than they ever did, Especially with these features. Like, the features were dope, the beats were dope. Killer Mike and LP themselves, they were just dope, And Killer Mike, he rapped harder than he's ever did on any project that I've heard him on, And then especially as I started, like, looking through the lyrics of each song, I realized that, like, they have so many messages that y'all don't even understand. Like, y'all gotta really, pick apart. It's gonna take a while to pick apart everything this album, talked about and stuff. Like, they really put a lot into this album, Whether you like it or not, this album has so many messages. And I've heard of, like, a lot of people, like, giving praise to Killer Mike, but listen to what LP has to say as well. Like, because he has a mind that is very unpredictable, but is very he has a lot of knowledge himself. Okay, that's all. I'm just leave it at that. LP, he says so much, but within so many little lines, It's like he leaves tiny, big messages in the most tiniest type of lines that you don't even understand. And I think that's so freaking dope. And Killer Mike is much more in your face, but, of course, he's gotten way more lyrical. His rapping he amped his rapping up, and it was so dope. And man, this album is just freaking amazing. This deserves to be, like, in the Grammys, like, nominated for a Grammy and stuff like this. This is Killer Mike and LP's time. Hell, this is Danny Brown's time as well, because, shoot, if Killer Mike and LP, like if Killer Mike and LP didn't drop Run the Jewels 3 in December, then Atrocity Exhibition would have been in my top 1. Because it is that good of an album. It is so dope, okay? Alright, it is not for the ordinary ear, but if someone told me I don't like Danny Brown, I'd understand. Alright, so that is my top 10 for both hip-hop and non-hip-hop albums. I got a lot in store, so I can't really talk about it right now because my mind is racing after doing this video because I'm so proud of it. But like I said, if you knew before I even said it of what album I was going to make my number 1 of, you know, on my hip hop list, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. All right. So, or even maybe comment. Actually, no, don't comment. Actually, you can comment. You can do all that. All right, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for commenting, just for all the love on my last video. You know, just connecting and all that, and I'm hoping that y'all connected with me just as well through this video. And I got a lot of shit in store. So I will see y'all next time, and peace.